Hey everybody, welcome back to the studio. I'm really excited for the video today because I have the Strymon timeline into the effects loop of the Line 6 Helix. I've had a few people ask me for this video and I'm really excited to get it out to you. As you heard in the intro song, the difference between the Line 6 tape delay versus the Strymon tape delay, bucket brigade versus the Strymon bucket brigade, they're pretty close. And to the untrained ear, in a live situation, you have a lot of other elements going on. Delay sounds like delay. I said it. Unless it is a really specific type of delay, like the ice or the lo-fi delay, it sounds like delay. Let's go ahead and get to some tones. I'll show you the intro tones, each one soloed out, and that way you can really hear what they sound like, how close they sound. I said it. If you close your eyes and listen to it, I'm also going to go through every single one of the engines in the Strymon timeline and just show you how the Helix can either match it or beat it or get so dang close that you just can't tell. And if you like today's preset, there'll be a link in the description below. Feel free to go pick it up. You'll have a couple of key Strymon delay engines, tones in the Helix. You'll have a bucket brigade, you'll have a tape, and you'll have a dual delay. For most of my friends that use timelines, those are the three that they're using all the time, almost 90% of the gig. Extremely useful, really musical, and just awesome. So, all right, let's get to some tones. All right, guys, let's start going through the tones. Before we do that, letting you know kind of signal path. I'm running very traditional style Strymon and all the delays from the Helix in front of 2 amps. In a very normal, real world application for most guitar players are running stereo, everything's in front of the amps. Obviously, this thing does great in the effects loop, and you can put delays after the amp, which simulates effects loop as well in the Helix. But for today's video, we're doing everything in front, going through the amp. Let me show you clean tone real fast. Strat into kind of cleanish amps. Take that verb down so the delays really shine. Clean tone. All right, up first is the tape delay from Strymon. Sounds great. Here is the tape on the Helix. Next is the bucket brigade on the timeline. Let's hear a little bit more aggressive. Now the bucket brigade on the Helix. Let's go to digital, the timeline first. Let's hit it with some overdrive. Now let's do digital on the Helix. Hit it with some drive. Both sound great. Now let's do the dual delay. And you can put it as a dotted eighth and a quarter note, an eighth note and a quarter note. You can dual delays you want to have. Well, right now it is set to dotted eighth and a quarter notes. Bump up the mix a little bit. Now let's do the dual delay on the Helix. The one thing that the Helix does when you do dual delays, it does pan them hard left, hard right. The thing I like about the Strymon is that they put them kind of a little bit more together. So here is the dual delay in the Helix. Now, one cool thing that the Strymon has, you get this great hold feature. Just kind of sits and rides, right? So I simulated that in the Helix. If you want it a little softer, press it when the feedback is going down. Super awesome feature. Now the pattern delay in the Strymon is just awesome. So. Pretty cool. Now let's do what the Helix has for a pattern delay. And they also have a multi-tap. But the multi-pass, you get a couple different patterns to choose from. Let's take the feedback all the way down, then you get this. Ah. Super fun. The reverse timeline is pretty good. Sounds like reverse delay. All right, now let's go to the Helix reverse. Really fun. Next is the ice from the Strymon. What they did is you can layer different intervals and the way that they kind of fall into each other. Just fantastic. Here is the ice on the Strymon timeline. Simple one line kind of thing. I like how it almost kind of turns into a verb at the end of that. Let's do what the Helix has. We have what's called pitch echo. Every time the delay hits again, it jumps up that interval. But the polyphony in the Helix when it comes to this delay is just not there. But let's pair it with some verb. Not too bad. We also have harmony delay. Let's do A major. Once again, put some verb on it. And you can change any of the intervals, which is really fun. It's pretty fun. Timeline does one thing, Helix can do another, kind of in the same vein of adding pitches to your delays. This is the duck delay from the Helix. Obviously it comes back in. This is the duck delay on the Helix. This is the duck delay on the Helix. I don't know. Not necessarily my cup of tea, but it's cool it has it. Swell. All the attack is off on the repeats. Kind of makes it almost kind of a pad. So if you take the repeats, cool, now let's go to the Helix. We have a couple. We have a bucket brigade style swell. Now, the thing is on the swell on the Helix, it swells in the dry as well, which is kind of fun. Obviously, you can mess with the attack time and trails and threshold and all that for it. It's where you really have to dig in. So in the Helix, the minute that your signal stays at a certain level, then all the delays start swelling in behind it. The minute you stop playing and you re-strike a note, that's where you get that swell. Cool feature. They both kind of do a similar thing. One just does it this much different, no big deal. Now the trem, this is what's really fun on the timeline. Most people are gonna use tremolo pedal along with the delay, but here it is on the timeline. Pretty sick. You can change the tremolo type, and obviously you can do the same thing here, but on the Helix you do have to use two different pedals. We don't have a tremolo delay, because why not just use a tremolo and delay and have more control? So let's go with a basic analog delay. Now our repeats are getting tremoloed. But it also tremolos our dry signal as well. You could set all this up to have a parallel path that your dry signal wouldn't get affected by the tremolo, but there's something nice about it. If you were doing more like an electronic thing, all right, now the filter delay. what the Helix has to offer. We have what's called a sweep echo. Kind of does the same thing. And the one cool thing with the Helix is you can have 2 delays at any given moment if you're running in stereo with the scale knob. So right now we have a quarter note on one side and an eighth on the other. Okay, lastly, the lo-fi. Now this on the Strymon is absolutely amazing. I love it. I think it's great because you can go into the parameters, you can change all sorts of lo-fi settings. Awesome. So let's do now the lo-fi on the Helix. Let's go with a vintage digital delay. Let's add to it distortions. It's pretty fun. We can take it a step further. Sounds good to me. In conclusion, both units are absolutely incredible. If you have both, by all means put them together and you can do really fun things with it and really great layering aspects. If you only have the Helix, hopefully this video showed you can get some great delay tones within the Helix and you have no shortage of sonic possibilities. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like today's video, you want to see more of them, hit subscribe, hit the bell notification, and you'll be the first to find out when I put up new videos. I got a couple of great ones coming up in the near future, so you don't want to miss them. If you like the preset from today, there'll be a link in the description for you to be able to purchase it. There's also an email address down there if you want to do a one-on-one FaceTime, Skype, or WhatsApp lesson with the Helix. We can get it scheduled, and you can learn some really awesome tips and tricks and ways to really dial this thing in on a professional level. Thanks so much again, guys. All right, later.